Every year, backyard chicken keepers lose baby chicks due to simple, avoidable mistakes. And trust me, some of these mistakes, I've made them myself. Some of these can kill a chick in a matter of hours. Others seem small at first, but they add up and can wipe out your whole batch before they ever make it to the coop. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 most common mistakes that kill baby chicks and how to avoid them. Stick around, because mistake number 5, it's the one I see all the time. And if you're not careful, it could take out your entire flock. Number 1, using the wrong brooder setup. Your chick's brooder is their first home, and if you get this wrong, it could mean stress, injury, or even death before they ever make it outside. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people using a brooder that's way too small. If your chicks don't have enough space, they'll pile on each other, leading to stress, feather picking, or even trampling. But making your brooder too big isn't great either. If chicks can't easily find their food, water, or heat, they might get lost, fail to thrive, and even die from cold or starvation. And this is a major killer. Using slippery flooring like newspaper can cause splay leg, which is a condition where chicks' legs spread out permanently, making it impossible for them to walk. How to fix it? Chicks need at least 2 square feet per bird. If they look cramped, it's time to expand. Use pine shavings, textured rubber mats, or paper towels for grip. Never use newspaper. Trust me on that one. Provide good ventilation. Without airflow, ammonia from their poop builds up, and that can damage their lungs. A proper brooder setup means happy, healthy chicks. And trust me, starting off right will save you a lot of trouble down the road. But none of this matters if your chicks can't regulate their body temperature, which brings up mistake number 2. And this one, it's a silent killer. Mistake number 2, inconsistent or incorrect heat. Even if your brooder's set up perfectly, your chicks won't survive if you get their heat wrong. Too hot, they'll overheat. Too cold, they'll pile up on top of each other, sometimes smothering the weaker ones to death. I see a lot of people guessing their chick's temperature instead of measuring it properly. And that's a huge mistake. Let's go over what you need to do to keep your chicks at the right temperature without frying or freezing them. Common heat problems. First of all, heat lamps. Heat lamps are dangerous and inconsistent. A lot of people still use heat lamps for some reason, but they come with serious risks. Fire hazards, bulb shattering, and uneven heating that leaves some chicks overheating while others freeze. If all your chicks are pressed against the walls, it's way too hot. If they're piled up into the corner, then they're way too cold. And if you're seeing both, that's uneven heating, which can weaken your chicks over time. Then what is the right heat setup? You want to use a brooder plate instead of a heat lamp. This mimics a mother hen and lets chicks regulate their own heat naturally. This is much safer, and then there's no risk of fires. If using a heat lamp, secure it properly. Never use plastic sockets. They can melt or catch fire. You are not going to have a good time if you use plastic sockets. Make sure you get the ceramic ones. Place the lamp 18 to 24 inches above the bedding. Set the right temperature from day 1. Week 1 should be 95 degrees, and you want to decrease this by 5 degrees Fahrenheit every week until they're fully feathered around 6 weeks. Give them a temperature gradient. Chicks should be able to move between a warm and cool side freely. If your chicks are spread out, active, and eating well, then congratulations, you've got your heat setup dialed in. But even with the perfect heat, one tiny mistake in their food or water setup can cause sickness or worse. Let's talk about mistake number 3, and trust me, this one is more common than you'd think. Mistake number 3, poor water and feed setup. Alright, so your brooder's set up and your chicks are warm, but that won't matter if they can't eat or drink safely. A bad water or feed setup can lead to dehydration, malnutrition, or even death. And this is one of the most overlooked mistakes I see people make. One of the biggest dangers? Using a deep water bowl instead of a proper chick waterer. Chicks are tiny, especially in their first couple days, and they can easily fall in and drown. It happens faster than you'd think. Even if they don't drown, getting too wet can lead to chilled chicks, which can become just as deadly. Fixing your water setup. To fix your water setup, you want to use a shallow chick waterer. It prevents drowning, and it's the safest option. If using an open dish, add marbles or pebbles. This keeps chicks from falling in while still letting them drink. Change water at least twice a day. Bacteria builds up fast, and dirty water leads to disease. Alright, now let's talk about food. Baby chicks need the right nutrition to grow properly, but I see a lot of people giving them the wrong type of feed. Common feed mistakes. First of all, giving layer feed instead of chick starter. Layer feed has too much calcium, which can cause kidney damage in chicks. Feeding medicated feed to vaccinated chicks is also another mistake. If your chicks were already vaccinated for coccidiosis, medicated feed can actually cancel it out, so the right feed setup. You want to use a high protein chick starter, 20 to 22% protein for the first 6 to 8 weeks. If vaccinated for coccidiosis, use non-medicated feed. If not vaccinated, medicated feed is fine. Have at least 1 feeder per 10 chicks to prevent overcrowding. A proper water and feed setup makes a huge difference in chick survival rates, and getting it right from day 1 saves you from problems later on. But there's another silent threat that can take out your flock before you even realize what's happening. Disease. Mistake number 4, skipping biosecurity. Here's something a lot of backyard chicken keepers don't think about. Disease can spread fast, and once it's in your flock, it's hard to stop. If you're bringing in chicks from different places, handling them without washing your hands, or letting other animals near them, you could be introducing deadly bacteria without even realizing it. I know biosecurity sounds complicated, but it's really just basic precautions to keep your chicks healthy. Let's go over the biggest mistakes people make and how you can avoid them. Common biosecurity mistakes. Handling chicks with dirty hands. Chicks are fragile, and bacteria from your hands, especially if you've been handling other birds, animals, or even just working outside, can spread disease fast. Mixing chicks from different sources too soon. If you order chicks from one hatchery, then pick some up from a farm store, those birds might be carrying different bacteria or viruses that others aren't immune to. Another mistake is letting pets near the chickens too early. Even friendly pets can accidentally introduce salmonella, parasites, or bacteria just by walking near the brooder. So how do you protect your chicks then from something that you can't even see? Well, first of all, wash your hands before and after handling chicks. Bacteria spreads fast. Just washing your hands can prevent a lot of issues. Quarantine new chicks for at least 2 weeks. This prevents disease from spreading between different sources. Keep other animals away, at least until the chicks are strong. It's not just about physical harm. Pets carry bacteria on their paws and fur. Clean and sanitize the brooder weekly. A dirty brooder can build up dangerous levels of ammonia, which causes respiratory problems in chicks. Keeping your chicks safe doesn't take a lot of extra effort, but it does make a huge difference in their survival rate. But even if you get everything else right, there's still one mistake that can stress your chicks out, slow their growth, and even kill them. Mistake number 5, handling your chicks too much. I get it. Baby chicks are adorable, and it's really tempting to pick them up all the time. But did you know that overhandling your chicks can actually stress them out, slow their growth, and even make them more vulnerable to illness? A lot of people don't realize that chicks aren't like puppies or kittens. They're prey animals, and too much handling can actually scare them instead of helping them bond with you. So here are some common handling mistakes. 1, picking up chicks too much in the first few days. Right after hatching, chicks are still developing strength, and too much handling can tire them out before they're even eating properly. Think about it. They've just been in a box for 3 days in the mail. They need some time to adjust. Holding chicks the wrong way. Never grab a chick from above. It mimics a predator attack and can cause them to panic. Handling sick or weak chicks too often. If a chick is already weak, constant handling can make it worse by draining their energy when they need to be resting. So how do you handle chicks the right way? You can start by letting them settle in for the first few days. Give them time to adjust to their new environment before picking them up too much. You want to scoop chicks up from below, not from above. This makes chicks feel secure instead of triggering a fear response. Next, limit handling to short sessions. Keep sessions under a few minutes and watch for signs of stress. Flapping, peeping loudly, things like that. Teach chicks to trust you with food first. Let them associate your hand with food before handling them. When done right, handling can help your chicks trust you, but when done wrong, it can stress them out and stunt their growth. So take it slowly, give them space, and they'll come to you when they're ready. And that's it. 5 common mistakes that could kill your chicks and how to avoid them. Have you ever made one of these mistakes before? Or do you have any extra tips? Drop a comment down below and let me know. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more chicken keeping tips. Because up next, I'll be covering the best beginner-friendly chicken breeds for 2025. Also, I'm starting a new quail series. I'm hatching 41 jumbo Craternix quail in an incubator and documenting the process. I will then try and create my own quail business. There's going to be a lot in store between now and the summer of 2025. So again, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video and share with your friends. Until next time, stay cool.